Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I'm out in the shop. It is Friday morning. It's about 5 minutes till 8. In about 15 minutes, I've got to leave. I need to take my daughter. She's got an orthodontist appointment, so I'm going to run over and do that. And then I got a couple other errands I got to run, and then I should be back in the shop later today. But it's been a productive morning. I got up this morning bright and early as everyone was leaving for school and work, and I went ahead and did something. Let me show you what I did. You guys remember this old girl, don't you? Watch this. Take a look at that. The new control box came in. I've got it installed and I've dialed it in the high and low. It goes down to about 500. It goes up to about 3,000. It's running like a champ. What I'm holding here is the old board. And talking to a number of people out on the internet who know way more than I do about electronics, they're going to tell me how to dissipate the charge on this and how to test this capacitor. You can see the info on the capacitor. And then let me flip it around. This little black device right here, you can see NTC 3D-20. They're going to tell me how to test those. And that one is looking like it might have a little dark spot on it. So I'm wondering if this might be the problem. But I'm going to disconnect them, both of them. The capacitor has two solder points there, and the other device has 2 solder points here. I've got a solder sucker, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to disconnect them and test them, and hopefully we can get this board running again. And if I can get it running, I've been talking with an electrician at work, and he says that DC motor is reversible. The juice comes in, you know, let's say black on top, white on the bottom. If you flip that white on top, black on the bottom, the motor's going to run the opposite direction. That's the way that particular DC motor will work. So if I can get this board working, I got nothing to lose. I may spend a couple of bucks on parts, but it'll be fun trying and learning. But if I can get this motor working, I'm going to try to acquire a dipole switch to where I can wire the switch to where up is forward, down is reverse, and maybe I can make my lathe reversible and have a spare control box on the shelf in case something else goes wrong. So that's what I'm working on well, I'm not working on that right now. I'm going to put the video together tonight asking people for the proper way to test those devices. What I'm going to work on now is I have been asked, I got 2 things. Number one, I want to shoot some white paint on that sign that I made, the ho 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 sign for my wife. I want to get it painted and drying so we can put the other colors on it. And then I've been asked by a number of people how I made my bottle cap blanks. So what I'm going to do is real quick here, shoot some paint on that sign, shoot some paint on a couple of tubes so that they can be drying. And I'll do all the other work for the bottle cap blank today. And then tomorrow or Sunday, next chance in the shop, I'll be able to put the badges around. And that's what they call the top of the bottle cap, a badge. I'll be able to put the badge around, and I don't know if that's a real technical term or not. That's just what they've been called by other people who have communicated with me. I'll be able to put those around the tubes tomorrow and maybe put a couple of them in the pot. And then I'll have a nice little video for how I make those from start to finish for you guys. So I'm looking forward to that. Beyond that, I need to work on my scroll saw blade organizer. I don't know how soon I'll get to that, but I got club on Sunday, and I know we got an archery tournament tomorrow, which is Saturday, and I'm not sure what else we got, but I know my busy little family, we'll have something to do. So, but I'll keep you guys posted. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. I'm back from the orthodontist and a few other small errands, and I just got finished working on something. Let me show you what I just did. 6 tubes painted. There are 6 bottle caps on top of 5 different colors of paint. And the bottle caps are I just stick these little scraps of wood into the tube so that I can hold them and make sure I can paint them, you know, full 360 degree around their surface area. And those are just the colors of the paints that I used. And you can see my bottle caps up on top. Those will be the ones that I'll be casting this time around. And then right down here on the floor, I shot a coat of paint on my ho 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 sign, and that is a matte finish. It's kind of shiny right now because it's wet. I expect that to dry over the next few hours. It's going to take a second coat, but you can really see some of the defects in the wood, so I may actually do just a tiny bit of touch-up now that I can see them really well with maybe some wood putty or something, just to kind of clean it up a little bit before I shoot that second coat. Once the white is done, all the coats of white, will come back and paint the letters in the outside of the frame. What I think I'm going to work on now is just prep work. I've got, my wife has a pen that she needs me to make, so I'm going to get prepped up for that one. And, you know, just get some stuff ready to go so that probably, because I've got to leave again here in a little bit, about 30, 40 minutes. and I don't know if I'll be back in the shop for a while today, but this weekend I will get some shop time, and I want to have stuff ready to go so I'm not wasting time, you know, looking for this, trying to locate that, gathering up all these parts. I want to do all that today, so when I come to the shop, it's like, it's all right there on the cart. I just start going. So I'll keep you guys posted, and if I do anything else, I definitely will keep you guys posted. Well, I'm back in the shop for a third time today. I did my afternoon running around and got everything taken care of. And right before I left, I was working on this. I'll show it to you real quick. This is a pin blank that I'm doing for my wife. It's got Raggedy Ann and Andy on it. Michael DeLauter cast this for me. I got it all turned down. It's perfect right up to the bushings, and it's ready to be micro mesh. So what I'm going to do is, I like to use a new set of micro mesh, and my pads are starting to wear a little bit, so I'm going to demote those to be in my CA pads and throw the old CA pads away because they're about shot, and then I'll use a new set to really buff this up and clean it up, and this thing will really just pop when I'm done with it. So I'll come back and show you the pin once I get it assembled. This is not a video pin at all. I'm just doing this for my wife. I don't know if I'll shoot any video today or not. We'll wait and see. You know, just depends on what happens. I'll keep you guys posted. Well, I've been pretty busy this afternoon. I actually got quite a bit done, and I'm going to give you a quick peek at it. There are 4 Route 66 pins. Don't they look good? I'm really happy with them. Like I said, these are my first cast ever. I learned so much. I'm so excited. I'll be able to do all kinds of stuff now. Here's one blank. I decided not to press into a kit. It's got some debris. See right there, that little string under the, that was one that I was worried about. That was one of the ones that I casted first and had trouble with. And I started to turn this one down, and the bubbles were just so bad that I decided, you know, it's not worth it. Just forget about it. Route 66, the folks over there are going to send me some more. Whoops, sorry, I went out of focus. Send me some more bottle caps. Hopefully they can find the same ones, and I'm going to recast those 2 pins. I got a couple of blanks there still drying. I think I showed you those this morning. They're going to be just some different stuff. I've got a Moxie, a Dang, a Crush, a Knee High, and a couple of XXX root beers. I'll definitely film the other ones. You know, I didn't film these because I was learning, and I know they look really nice, but I know now I've learned enough from what I've done, and some casters in the, we have a lot of casters in this community. I've been contacted by some guys who I consider to be top dog casters, and they reached out to me, and which impressed me because, you know, who the heck am I, you know? And they reached out to me and basically gave me some tips and some tricks that I'm going to start incorporating that I think will probably make my casting even better. Like I said, these are nice, but I think I'm on the way to making some much nicer blanks. So I'm really excited about that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm winding down. It's really only 20 to 4. I don't know what else I'll do in the shop. I just need to kind of prep for tomorrow. But I think I'm going to go ahead and carry my blanks or my my molds in the house. Let them get up to room temperature, because I've been talking to some casters, and that's one of the things they recommended is don't heat the molds, just keep them indoors. So I'm going to carry those in. I don't know what else I'm going to do. Man, I just need to look around the shop, you know, and see what needs to happen. So if I do something else, I promise I'll come back and keep you guys posted. Well, I said I was closing it down, but I didn't. I got a wild hair and I started working on something else. What I'm doing right now is, that's a piece of acrylic, and I've bent it at as best as I could on a 90-degree angle, and I kind of warped the longer piece right there. So I've got it clamped between these 3 boards cooling to straighten it out, and then I'm going to put it back in the oven and try to bend that longer piece in half. So there's a couple of 3-inch sections, a 3-inch section on top, a 3-inch section on bottom, and then a 3-inch section up the back. So it'll be like a cube. It'll be half of a cube. And the idea is, if that works, I could take a larger piece, and then I can drill holes down through the top of it and slide these little tubes in there, and this can be my my holder for my scroll saw blades. I could drill a couple of holes in the back of it, and then I can just basically screw it right to this post here, so my blades are right next to my scroll saw. Those tubes will stick out, and I can put some labels on them so that, you know, each one can be labeled, you know, 2-aught skip tooth, 2-aught crown tooth, number 5, whatever. So that way I can find my blades quickly. The test seems to be working okay so far. This is just a piece of junk plastic. If it works, I may actually use the junk plastic instead of redoing it, but it's actually bending pretty darn easily. This is something I did, I think I mentioned it in a video the other day, back in 6th grade in shop class. We bent acrylic and made pencil holders. And it's the same thing. I'm just making a pencil holder, and I'm just going to hang it right there on the old post. So, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. I got plenty of acrylic. I can get a bigger piece if I need it, and we'll just see what happens. Well, my test worked pretty good. It's not perfect. I think what I could do, since it does look like it's going to work, is I could take, like, say, a 4x4 or a couple of 2x4s and nail them together, and then use it to bend this around and clamp it in order to get it a little straighter. Because you can see I just bent it by hand, so it's, it's a little warped out of whack. But see the general premise. I can drill the holes in the top, and then these tubes will just sit in there like this. And then I can actually bolt it right to the old post. So this piece, like I said, it was just a test piece. It was a piece of scrap left over from the other day when I was cutting my mold rack. So I'm pretty excited that I think it's going to work. I think it would work better with a heat gun. And I don't happen to have a heat gun. So I may have to go out and buy a heat gun. I was using my little oven, and the piece that I want to make will be a little larger than that one because I've got 10 tubes. So, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I got some good ideas. That, or I could do like a hybrid where I use a piece of wood on the back and just screw a couple of pieces of plastic to the top and the bottom. I don't know. We'll see. If I want to save a little money, I'll take a look at what heat guns cost, and, if they're expensive, then I may just go with the hybrid option. If they're cheap, I may buy one. But guys, that wraps it up for me. My wife was home a few minutes ago, and she was running out to go get some boxes to wrap Christmas gifts. She's going to get all our gifts wrapped up this weekend. And she said that on her way back, she's going to stop and pick up a pizza, and we are going to have family movie night. So I figure she's been gone about 20 minutes. I figure I've probably got about another 20 minutes, and she'll be home. So I'm going to get the shop straightened up, go in and offload all the video I took today onto the computer, so when I get a chance to edit, it's ready to rock and roll. Thank you for hanging out with me today. It's been a lot of fun in the shop when I was in the shop. I've been in and out all day, but I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you again real soon.